The biggest character drop-off in Smash Ultimate history. Who is the biggest character drop-off? Like low-key Zero Suit. Like low-key Zero Suit, right? Like low-key Zero Suit. I'm just saying that Zero Suit used to top 8 every tournament for like several years straight, and now Zero Suits don't even break top 32 consistently. So that's a pretty steep drop-off.
Smash Ultimate has now been out for more than half a decade. During this time, we've seen many changes across the world, and varying tier list changes in a Nintendo Switch fighting game, with one character in particular having a pretty rocky journey. There are characters like Joker, Wolf, and Wario who have all had pretty significant falls from grace.
That's true. I forgot that they were all a little bit washed. You know, Wolf is actually another good answer because everyone used to play Wolf, have a pocket Wolf, and be goated with him.
But I think it's fair to say, Inkling really hasn't had the most fun time in the metagame.
True.
From a character who is considered to be one of the best characters in the game on release, to now a barely relevant mid-tier, let's discuss why I believe Inkling to have the biggest drop-off in Smash Ultimate history.
So it's Inkling. I don't know if I agree with this though, because there was one good Inkling and it was just Cosmos, no? Is that it? Inkling's fall off is comparable to a lot of other characters too.
Inkling was considered to be one of, if not the best character in the game. Multiple top players were singing her praises, placing her very highly in early tier lists. Players were quick to notice how absurdly disjointed back air was, giving her a really safe neutral tool. In the early days of Ultimate, people were a lot scrappier and had more aggressive neutrals, meaning they were a lot more prevalent to being hit by Inkling back.
Tony famously is Xanadu regional winner with Inkling. Okay, never mind, this character, yeah. Forgot, my bad, dude.
Back air was also a move which could be used as both a combo starter and finisher, and also be used as a reliable edge guarding tool. Back air was not only disjointed, but safe as well, meaning there's little...
I mean, it's still f***ed up.
It also had access to splatter shots and other moves which covered opponents in ink. One major change from Smash 4 to Smash Ultimate was that the damage of moves increased across the board, and if a character had ink on them, then moves did additional damage, meaning she was able to rack up damage quickly. On a surface level, this meant that Inkling's advantage was amongst some of the strongest, as Inkling had a pretty easy to understand neutral and strong damage output. We can't forget about how controversial Splat Roller was at the time as well.
Oh, I forgot that universal nerf around buried moves, and Roller was one of them. Though Loki, I never really had a problem with it.
Nintendo were quick to alter Roller, however, as in patch 2.0.0, they gave it a smaller hitbox, and now has a shorter bury time at a lower percents and a longer one at higher percents. Despite these changes, Inkling players didn't think this impacted her viability in the slightest, and simply went on with their days. To top off her kit, she also had a pretty good kill confirm with up throw into up air.
Again, she still has those things.
Some Inkling garnered the character a large player base, and at the forefront of it all was the American player Cosmos. Cosmos backed the strong perception of Inkling, achieving multiple strong results during the first half of 2019, as well as racking up a good amount of strong wins. Even outside of top level, Inkling still had notable meta relevancy, being the 5th most used character in bracket across the world.
Is that real? Inkling was the 5th most played character. Cosmos played it, Abadongo had it, Aaron played it early on, very early on. That's literally all I can think of. I don't know, what did I miss? Armada also, yeah, I forgot Armada played Inkling.
Towards the latter half of 2019, there seemed to be a small decline in results for Inkling. People were starting to have a stronger grasp on Inkling's kit, and seeing that she actually had a couple of flaws. Her out of shield game was lacking, meaning characters could safely overwhelm her shield with little risk. And the realisation of how telegraphed Roller could be was a pretty big deal. People just kinda caught on to that you could just shield it, and punish the lag due to how committal the move was. Crazy that it took a good couple of months for players to realise that just pressing the shield button would solve literally all of our problems.
That's kinda how it is for every Smash problem in general, just hold shield and you should be fine.
Despite the counterplay development, Inkling was still seeing success, especially in Europe. This was because of the Dutch player Space, who was not only the continent's best Inkling player, but also one of the best players in Europe. He was able to pilot the character to achieving strong results, even with a win on Gluttony, who had rarely lost against another European player.
I thought Space's results were later in Ultimate's history though. Maybe this is the middle.
Many top players still saw potential in Inkling, with her still being ranked relatively high on tier lists for a good amount of 2020. But as time went on, character metas started flourishing, and with the release of more DLC characters...
I don't think Inkling does good against a single DLC character, I'm not even trolling.
Inkling's meta was seemingly stagnating. Upon the return of offline tournaments in 2021, we all know that the meta hard shifted to become a lot more defensive, and a lot of characters' advantage states became a lot more explosive. Whilst there was definitely development in Inkling's advantage state and combo game, it couldn't quite keep up with the higher tier characters who had stronger tools defensively, and more reliable kill options. However, there was a glimmer of hope for Inkling in the final balance patch, patch 13.0.1, as Inkling actually received some decent buffs. There was now less end lag after refilling ink, forward smash's sweet spot was made bigger, making it easier to hit,
Can't believe they buffed this little
and splatter shot received more range. But despite Inkling's decline, there are still dedicated Inkling players out there really putting in work with her. Most notably, Shirayuki from Japan. Shirayuki is widely considered to be the best Inkling player in the world post-pandemic, achieving multiple
still true today, by the way. He's still the best Inkling.
Strong results at majors and regionals across his home country, and taking sets from some of Japan's best players. What sets him apart from other Inklings is how much stronger his advantage state is, as well as how good he is at capitalising on edge guards. But despite these dedicated players, her results are still extremely varied and not consistent at all at top level, which has resulted in her being placed 49th on the current tier.
That's rough. I don't think she's that bad.
I know a lot of this video has been a melancholic story of Inkling's unfortunate journey. However, that doesn't mean she still doesn't have a fighting chance against some of the more prevalent characters. The high-level Inkling Discord has given me some insight into Inkling's more relevant matchups. She does well with characters such as Cloud, Roy, and Joe. She
does do good against Joker, I'll actually give that up. But there's not a lot of good Jokers right now, I feel. There's like 3, and like one's in Mexico, one's in America, one is in Japan. So like you don't really have to worry about that. And there's kind of a lot of Clouds and Royce, I'll give it up. She also does good against Zero Suit, in case you guys were wondering. Inkling beats Zero Suit. Relevant.
Of course. There's Steve, who is an absolute nightmare.
Is there a character that likes fighting Steve? I don't think so.
To deal with. Inkling lacks reliable tools to deal with his defensive game behind blocks. She gets edgeguarded ridiculously easy, and the risk reward in the matchup is entirely skewed towards Steve. This is because Steve can rack up damage and kill easily, whereas Inkling struggles to even hit Steve. And once again, her most reliable kill option, up throw up air, hasn't.
I like that like most of these matchups that he's saying are bad, he's showing clips when the Inkling is like up a stock. That's not the case right now, but a lot of the other clips was the case.
So, did Inkling have the biggest drop off out of any character in Ultimate history? I'd say she's a pretty strong contender. Yeah, there's definitely an argument that it could be someone like Chrom or Pichu, as both have had similar.
Chrom is a good answer, but I only think of Rivers when I think of Chrom though, and like there wasn't crazy results really, you know? Pichu on the other hand, that's just OD. You had Nakat doing well, you had Void top 8ing.
There still could be hope for Inkling yet, with Shirayuki being ranked 42nd in the most recent Smash Ultimate rankings, and with the high level Inklings remaining optimistic about their character. I do wonder, could we see a slight resurgence of the character? I suppose we'll find out.
I think that there are other characters that fill that video title a little bit better. I think Zero Suit is one of them. I think if you're just looking like strictly at results, like Inkling today is doing way better than like Zero Suit today, or Chrom today, or Pichu today. Well, Pichu at least still has a player base, you know? There's definitely some other ones that I can't think of off the dome immediately, but that's just how I feel about it. Anyway, we're gonna play a little bit of Inkling. Oh, you could have up-tilted me. You dashed away. Oh, I didn't know that was there. My ass is not paying attention right now. Oops. I thought I was him. If I just play really well and cheese him in the corner, we'll be good. No, I did not play really well. That was a sneaky backer. I like that a lot. This guy's good. Pikachu had like a bit of a drop off before Shiny Mark 2. Bro had like a hella curve. That's kind of where I feel like Inkling is too, where there's like a curve, you know? There's like a bit of a coming back up. There was that drought of Inkling results after, you know, Cosmo stopped playing Inkling. That was a little f***ed up. Cosmos in space. I think those are literally the only ones, no? I mean, why would anything in this game be punishable, you know? Middle fingers. Damn, maybe Inkling does suck major ass. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Spargo ever had an Inkling. Remember when I told you guys Leo actually has a nasty Inkling for like no reason? He's low-key the best Inkling player in the world. I don't know why. Oh, I forgot Proto was an Inkling player. I forgot he did Inkling and Lucina and Inkling. And then he swapped the Inkling out for Min Min. Dude, just die. Thank you. Did I just actually kill him? The heck? Bro's been inked on most of this stock. That didn't hit him. I'll play one more Inkling game. This character's trash, Loki. Ew. I thought that was disjointed. I mean, I know it is, but not enough. Ooh, I'm not doing too hard. Oh, I could be dead. Oh my, fucked up my recovery so bad that I gave up the edge guard. Oh, I missed. Run it back. No, I'm salty. I forgot Splatter Shot is what made this matchup turbo ass for Snake. He's getting a little toasted now, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that hits behind him now. See, that's what the matchup should look like. I just needed a little bit of practice. And now to prove it wasn't a fluke, I will run the best of 3. Any advice for someone who wants to start playing Ganon at a high level? Well, you want life advice or Ganon advice? Because I've got both. See? I told you, that's how the matchup should look. He got outplayed. I adapted. That's Inkling. He's washed. He's trash. Inkling is garbanzo beans. Never before seen. We're done here.